clearly with me going into cards full time, I am a big believer in selling what you love. Enjoy what you're doing. Basically, you just need to know what you're selling and enjoy what you're doing. I really started out with football cards. That was my main passion. I really loved that as a kid, and I rediscovered the hobby with football cards, and that's what I started doing, and it morphed into selling football cards as well. Basketball as well. I was pretty big into basketball as a kid. Didn't collect as much, but I had some, and I started selling basketball cards too. I really started out getting into breaks and everything, just like most people do. But when I started taking it seriously and selling cards, I chose basketball and football as the two things I sold. And that's because I knew those markets, or at least that's what I had been teaching myself. Now, that goes to say, don't just do what you know. Don't be afraid to spread your wings and learn other aspects as well. But I really feel like you should learn what you know most and sell that first. There are a million different directions you can go with trading cards. Are you into sports? Are you into TCG, Pokemon, Magic, One Piece? A million different directions you can go. Are you into modern? Are you into vintage? Are you into low dollar, high dollar, singles or sealed? Or a little bit of all of it? That's where I typically land, is a little bit of all of it. But I went from one area to the next. And as far as like with Pokemon, I don't really do a whole lot with vintage Pokemon because I just don't know the market that well. Now, eventually I'm going to teach myself that. But sports, football, basketball, a little bit of baseball, because I don't really watch much baseball, but I know enough to get me by. And then Pokemon, that's what I sell. I don't go into One Piece. I didn't chase the next big thing with One Piece. I haven't gone into Magic or Dragon Ball or any of the other TCGs just because I don't know it. Now, I do have a couple of Magic boxes set off to the side in my investment area, and that's just because I know that they're safe investments and they should go up over time. But typically, I don't really mess around with anything I don't know. You really need to nail down your niche and realize what you know like the back of your hand. Do you know all the parallels? Do you know the subsets? Do you know everything about it for the most part, like the back of your hand? If you do, then you can take a little bit of mind away from that area, keep buying it, keep selling it, and teach yourself something new so that you can expand and get into something else. That is really where I came with Pokemon. Now, my kids were really into it, and we opened a few packs here and there, and I was going to card shows and selling sports and wasn't doing very well at all. But I saw what everyone else had going on, and that's the reason why I was like, well, look at how much they're selling. I need to teach myself this. I pretty much got the football and basketball and a little bit of baseball. I got enough knowledge to continue that, but I want to expand and get into something else I know, or learn something I didn't know, rather. And boy, am I glad I did. I taught myself Pokemon, and it has expanded my business dramatically. I have started collecting as well. I collect Alakazam cards. That's what I chose to collect. And that is off to the side, and it gave me a little bit more passion for what I'm doing because I do have a collection with it as well. I also collect sealed boxes, but just basically for the monetary purposes. But now that I have a personal collection in Pokemon, it drew me in and it taught me a lot. And I was able to start learning how to sell the cards and knowing the sets and everything there is to know about Pokemon. Honestly, it's a lot easier than sports. But that's just because of the parallels and everything else that are in sports that isn't there with Pokemon. But I didn't teach myself that right from the get-go. I dabbled in it. I bought a few lots here and there, and I pieced it out, and I was just teaching myself as I go. So as long as you know what you're selling, then it makes you save time. And time is money, man. So really, once you start dabbling into other things, you're going to figure out what is liquid and what is not. And liquidity is the biggest key thing that you need when you're selling in the trading card market. Cash flow is king. And you don't want to have your money tied up in a bunch of different parallels that people aren't really interested in, or names that people aren't interested in. Now, the way that I personally buy collections is I just buy lump sum collections. And I pick out names here and there from when I'm at shows. Pokemon, as of right now, everything is so hot. I pretty much, for the most part, buy everything. But that won't last forever. So I know where I can sell and what I can sell. The bigger cards I can take to shows, the lower end cards can sell on my eBay store. And that was all just trial and error and figuring it out as I go. That's the biggest thing. You have to actually put the time in to get anywhere and learn what you're doing. And it's just easier to learn on the fly for me than to poke around and ask a bunch of questions. So that's what I did. I bought a lot. I bought several lots, and I just pieced them all out, and I sold them as I was. I kind of went into it blindly, and that's what I needed to do. But that was after I already had something solid to grow from. I already had my sports business, PC and such, but I already had my sports business that was a solid rock, solid foundation that I could build off of after I had already built that up. And finally, if you sell what you enjoy, it won't feel like work. The reason why I want to do this so bad is just because I'm spending time with my kids. Not only that, I really enjoy it. I enjoy doing trading cards so much. And if you don't have the passion for all of this, then you're just chasing the money. It's not going to last. So if you really are truly passionate about it, then you can turn it into something. And clearly, I am working myself towards that. And I am finally going full time. So if you want to work towards that, you just got to put the time in. And putting the time in won't feel like a strain if you actually enjoy it. I personally love the interactions with people. That's why I do the card shows. I love doing card shows. And it's fast, liquid money where you get big chunks at one time. Now, eBay is a little bit of a slower grind, but it is nice to have that off to the side as well. That brings an income on top of it. Those are my two main sources. Now, I also do a grading service as well. So really, those are my three main sources of income of the business that I operate. And I've taught myself all of these things over the years, and it took years to get to this point. So in order to learn anything, I feel like you have to do it. And once you do something repetitive enough, it eventually becomes like second nature. And once that's the case, you can move on to something else. And you could build and snowball everything, all of your knowledge in the trading card market. That's how I've built my business, and that's how I continue to build my business. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I took a brief break once again, from making content. I had a little bit of a family vacation time away this last weekend with the long Memorial Day weekend, and I took some time off and reset everything up, and now I'm back and fired up and ready to go, pushing myself as hard as I can while working my full-time job and preparing myself to go full-time into cards. And here we go. So the content machine should keep going here. I'm going to start making videos once again, like I was, 3 to 4 a week. And I'm going to continue to list on eBay and keep doing the card shows. And eventually I'm going to be doing that full-time very soon. Very soon. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching my content. If you could, hit the like, subscribe, and maybe leave a comment. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.